Oh, okay. Hello, everyone. I'm Allison. I'm not paying attention to my show. Go figure. I'm Allison. Welcome to my weekly Meltdowns coverage of Sequester Season 3. This is our last show about Sequester. With me, as always, is Deb, and we have Zak. Now, Zak, how do you pronounce your last name?
Kupfer.
Kupfer. Okay, because I was hoping I said it right. I did a little Instagram video earlier and I said your name and I'm like, I hope I got it right. Well, it's just the three of us. Tyler, Beth couldn't make it. She had to work. Tyler's on a plane to Taiwan. Why? I don't know. He's going to come back with the carnivorous I'm doing it on purpose. The coronavirus.
I think I got
the
that.
Carnivorous virus yesterday.
Yeah. I think I got that.
Which had me couch
I'm trying
bound.
not to die.
Good thing, though, I left work. I went home sick. I wrapped up in my electric blanket with Finley. He didn't attack me. And I got to DVR through all of my Dr. Phil's. All of them.
Mazel tov.
Now I'm like, what do I do with my life? Okay, well, Zak, thank you so much for joining us. I love you. I thought you should have heard me. I thought your ass was going to win in the end. I'm like, look at this guy. But I've got a question because I have to ask. This is my LOS. Where did you hide that LOS, Zak, that you never got to use?
How far up was it?
This one right here.
Yeah. Oh, you got to
keep it. I figured it was a good souvenir for keeping it all that time. Yeah, that was probably the most uncomfortable thing. I would like have it in my pocket, in my pants, like trying to hide it on the side of my leg. I mean, when to put it in my bag, and then like I'd have to make an excuse to run back to my room and like grab it out of my bag, and like, oh my God, it was so horrible. Like I almost like wish I didn't find it.
How long did you have it? I mean, how long did people know you had it when it came out? How long did you actually have it where you could use it and nobody did anything about it?
So I actually found it I think it was the first end of first round. I think the only person who saw me pick it up was Tori. And I think it was about 3 rounds later where she actually pulled me aside and was like, hey, do you still have that LOS? Yeah, it was in plain sight. It was one of those, like, I can't believe nobody picked it up. Everybody was just kind of standing around it. It was sitting on the ground. I walked out there and picked it up and put it in my pocket. And I was like, all right, and walked away.
And you had it the whole damn time.
The whole time, yeah.
Now I'm fuzzy. It's only been 10, 11 weeks of the show. And, I'm like a Nana. I don't have a memory. So, listen, did you participate in any battle backs at all? Or
No,
you didn't?
No.
Were
no
you
battle
ever
backs.
Roasted right along.
Did you ever get nominated?
No, I wasn't even in a talk of like wanting to be battled again. So like I look at that as such a positive aspect of my game. I know it wasn't showing too much, but I felt that I didn't need to make like a big scene in any group talks and things like that because I had a lot of one-on-one conversations with everybody. So I knew where people were going to go, and if other people want to put targets on their back, I'll let them cause the scene, and I'll kind of just sit and watch them blow up their own game.
I mean, people are screaming, they're yelling, they're taking naps. There's all kinds of stuff going on around you. And it is just like, I haven't been nominated. I haven't had to be picked for a battle or whatever. Nothing. And I have an LOS and everyone knows. And I made it to final 5. You were what, final 3?
Yeah, I got dragged by Jayla at the final.
And you're not like someone that is like little and scrawny. You got a pretty good body, so you look physically, fit. And I would be afraid to go against you. But yet you were never a target. So never. I mean, a lot for, I guess, you personality wise that you must have some type of energy that people are drawn to, and it must be a positive energy that nobody was threatened by you. So kudos to you.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you. Yeah, it was definitely, yeah, I felt like I was able to adapt and just connect with a lot of people. And that was kind of my game. Like going in, when we talked the first time, I wanted to be the likable person. I look at this as a social game. It's not a, basketball competition. It's not some sports competition where like the name of the game is to go into battle and win. That means you're a threat. Like people don't want you around. They look at you as a dangerous enemy towards the end. And I think that I nailed it. Like you said, I didn't get put up for a battle back. I think I had 2 votes against me the entire time, which was ties. Ty, I still don't know why you're out to get me. But people wanted to work with me, and that was the biggest thing. I started off with so many alliances that unfortunately wasn't shown during the show, but day one started off with Dustin and Kristen, and then formed with Braden, Dina, Kristen, and then I was working with Drew starting day one that people didn't really know too much about. And then Cam came to work with me, wanted to work with me. And then Tori came and wanted to work with me. And then, that got me through to the point where I had all the information I needed. Like I said, I kind of talked to people. Sorry, I'm at work and people are.
You're fine. We don't want to get you in trouble.
No, you're good. I blocked out the conference room. But yeah, what I was saying was like people wanted to come work with me as they thought I was just a vote, but really, behind the scenes, I was picking and choosing who I wanted to work with because of who they wanted to target and who I connected with most. And that's kind of like behind the scenes game of where I got to where I finished at. And date night was the big one. Almost everybody wanted to continue to work with me. Erica wanted to work with me. J-Lo wanted to bring me to Final Four. Bring me. And then Jess threw out yeah, right.
But the thing is that your game was so quiet, nobody actually saw your game.
Yes, that's what I think really hurt me throughout the show and drew a lot of people to not think I had a chance at winning.
Right.
But like a lot of those behind the scenes conversations made a big deal and really, like I said, it drew me to where I got to finish at. And unfortunately, I wish I was sitting at Final 2 and got to explain that more in detail to the cast and the jury. But, I didn't get that opportunity. So.
Well, when it came down to the Final Four and you guys are sitting at the table and it comes down to a pointing competition, were you thinking at that point, man, I thought that if it was going to get this far, we were going to be like Big Brother. We were going to be like on a wall. We're hanging on by our pinky toes and what it's going. And it comes down to,
yeah.
Quick decisions that people who haven't slept in 4 days. Yeah. Makes it very tough. I thought leading up to that, I actually would have liked that physical competition. I think it would have gave me a better chance. But I think leading up to that, I thought I played my cards right. I kind of pulled everybody around before. I didn't have a resume. I didn't do too much kind of thing, hoping that, I knew Jayla was really close with Jess. And I thought with her teaming up, she'd want her to sit next to me thinking she would have an easy win, or opposite, that if Hunter was sitting there or Jess pulled, same thing, that whoever it was, they all kind of had their small alliances towards the end. And then kind of the route I took was hoping that they thought I did nothing and then sit against somebody who would have an easy win, knowing that I had a pretty good argument, I thought, in my case.
But what I was thinking as you were saying how you did nothing, I think that saying that was more of an incentive for Jayla to drag you, seeing that you did nothing.
Yeah, I thought I guess in my head, Jess had been so loyal to Jayla the entire time. And when it came down to it and I threw Jayla out about getting the votes towards her, I thought for sure she'd want her ride or die to have a win and look at that as a win in her eyes. And instead, she did not go that route. I think she just was a little bitter because I threw her name out there. She just had come back from that battle and was super excited. But yeah, I looked at it as I thought she would want her ride or die to really win this game, and it would be a win for her.
Did you think by saying towards the end, well, I haven't done anything, take me, and all of that? To me, I felt like this guy is pulling this. If he makes it to the final 2, he could possibly stand up and defend himself and reveal things that nobody else knew. and this is how I made it to final two. Is that kind of the direction you were going?
Yeah, that was the definitely the route I was hoping to take. I thought if I got the chance to sit at final two, I could really explain my game. And I mean, people, like I said before, people perceive this in different ways. Some people gain respect because you won a bunch of battles. Some gain respect by having a great social game. And I thought I didn't stand a chance unless I got to explain why the social side of this game was so important and why what I did at each moment, each competition of this game was the reason that I deserved to win.
All right, we got Mama Schroeder in the chat. Dustin's mama's got a question, so we're gonna bring it up. Hello, Mama Schroeder.
Hello.
Just tuned in. Did Zak say why he turned on Dustin? Or will you say?
That was something I still like kind of lose sleep over. I didn't think I needed to, but I knew that Hunter, Jess, and Jayla were close together. And I figured if I didn't put my vote towards Dustin, they were just going to point at me at Final Four and realize that I wasn't working and trying to cooperate with those three. So I thought it was my route out, and that's why I put my vote on Dustin. It was, like I said in the game, it wasn't anything personal. He played a hell of a game. And
he was a shoe-in to win.
Yeah, he had my vote, that's for sure.
Yeah.
His social game was outstanding. And like I remember he came to me first thing we walked in the house and he was like, "Do you want to work together?" And I was, "Yes." We didn't see each other for the entire day. And then he's like, "I talked to every single person. What do you need to know?" And I was like, "Oh, I teamed up with the right guys." So it really hurt putting my vote on him.
Every time she says she still loves you, Mama Schroeder still loves you.
Oh, thanks, Mama Schroeder.
The funny thing is, like, when I would watch you on the show and you would have to stand who voted for, and you'd stand up and you would always stand up and you'd kind of look down like, and I felt so bad. Like if something happened and you had to stand up or anything, I was like, "Oh, they better leave Zak alone. I can't take this. This is like," he just looks so like I didn't want anyone to do anything to you. But I had said, half serious and half jokingly, I said, this guy's going to make it far. I mean, look, he's got an LOS. Nobody's paying attention to him. This is going to turn into we don't need to get rid of him situation. And it's going to evolve into we can't get rid of him. And that's kind of how it happened. And you were there. You were in the conversations. You just laid incredibly low. I mean, when you say you didn't do anything, I think you did. I could see when I played in a mini over the summer and I won. But anyway, one of the things that I did is I laid low. I made it more social. I wanted people to approach me. I wanted them to give me information. I never threw out a name first. So a lot of what you're saying and what you did is very similar, like mirrors almost what I did. And it's so funny to hear you talk about it because, there's like, oh, Zak doesn't know what's going on. What's going on? And I'm like, this guy's got something going on up there. We just don't know yet. And then when Jayla took you out, I was like, no, because now I got to hear about it from fucking Tyler. But okay, I'll live with it. But I think you did a great job. I mean,
thank you.
Like we've said over and over again, this was 5 days. 5 days. And it's nonstop. It's almost 24 hours. I mean, you've got time to sleep and rest, but you're really not.
And you can't rest.
You can't. And like these competitions are one right after the other. And at that point, you guys are probably like you said, we're just wanting a competition where you just point. I have enough energy to barely do it. So, is there anything you would have done differently in your game?
That's a great question. Yeah, yes and no. I really like how I played in the social aspect. I mean, like I won the running competition. But which other one? Like I made big moves in Kingdom. Like I made the moves when I needed to. I guess I don't know if I guess I made a couple more like big talks and scenes and like kind of played a little bit riskier, and kind of tried to make some shifty moves, maybe one or two, and see where it went, and just played a little bit more like on edge, instead of, I guess, a little bit of a safer route. But I mean, it worked out pretty well playing.
Look, a safe game is still a game. Now, somebody in here, they said you'll know who this is. I don't know who this is. MBLTB. Can't believe you didn't save Erica with the LOS. You know who's talking here, Winky. Who is that?
I don't know.
Okay, reveal yourself. Reveal yourself, MBLTB. We want to know who you are. But and this Joseph Oza has kind of a similar to what I was saying. And he said, I felt like the house thought Zak was a moron, which you're not. He was able to get to third place with an LOS. Would he have had? He would have had a great argument if he had made it to final two. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I mean, you really would have. I think you would have blown the jury away with what.
I don't think they thought he was a moron. I just he was just really good socially. Yeah. And like I said, he has a very calming energy, so people feel comfortable around him.
Yeah, I would have felt comfortable around you. I mean, we feel comfortable around you now.
Yeah,
I mean, it's like I said, I was like very protective of you during the game. I was like, nobody's messing with Zak. No, it's not happening.
And we made fun of you the whole time with that goddamn LOS where you had it hidden.
Oh my goodness. Yep, it was. I don't want to talk about it again.
That's Erica's mom. Hi, Erica's mom. Erica. Yeah, we love Erica, and when she pulled that LOS out of her little piece of sunshine wrapped in napkins and whatnot, that blew us away. That's what started this whole thing with the LOS, because now I'm like, I gotta ask, where did you have that thing?
Yeah. And was there spit involved? Like,
was there spit involved?
Yeah, all at once, everybody just spit.
Was it? Yeah, just spit.
So it was kind of funny. After I found it, I remember I did put it in my pocket at first, and I would just walk around with my hands in my pocket the entire time, like open, covering it up. And then I went to my confessional. I'm like, hold on, like what do I do with this thing? Like where? Like I was like, can I just hold on to it? Like I was like, where do you want me to do? Like hold on to it? And they're like, well, if you don't have it on you at the point of elimination, you cannot use it. So I had to figure out, like, I'd put it in my belt loop and then just tighten my pants really tight. Like it was, but the way it lit up, it was hard to hide for sure.
See, if you had big boobs, you could use your Southern corn purse.
Yeah,
that's the Southern purse.
Hit the gym a little bit more.
A lot of women do that. I don't know if they do that in the South. I don't know if anybody watches 90 Day Fiance, but there's this woman named Angela on that show, and she goes to visit her boyfriend Michael in Nigeria, and she got mad about something, and she goes, "Hold on a second." This woman pulled cigarettes out, her phone out of her bra, her lighter, I think a freaking 3-liter Coke. I mean, all of it was coming out. And I'm like, this is just another day that ends in wine at Memphis Walmart. This is nothing,
Yeah.
But let's see what Joseph is following up his comment. He goes, I mean, a couple of them knew he had the LOS, but they were too scared to call him out. Having that LOS does create a little bit of fear, but it's either the fear or flush. It's kind of one of the two F's that needed to happen. And it didn't happen. And, making it to the final four, that is something, that's something to brag about. That is a resume. And like I said, gameplay is a game. I mean, don't lower your game at all. I mean, I think you did a great job. We didn't see a lot of you because you were playing that. So you were just quiet. Going with the flow. Going with the flow. I mean,
I had a lot of big personalities around me that wanted to throw stuff out, and I was like I said, if they wanted to make a scene, like, go ahead. Less eyes on me.
Tell them about those meat shields, Deb.
Yeah.
Yeah, you gotta have meat shields.
Mm-hmm.
It's true. Gotta have them. You're not
And
going
you gotta
anywhere.
keep them in the game until you have to get rid of them.
Yep.
True.
That's right.
And you had a lot of good meat shields.
Oh yeah.
Oh my
sure.
God, you had the pick of the litter. I mean, everybody. I would have been hiding behind them too. Shit. Because, everybody I would think would expect me if I played to be loud. Just had it. And like I said, the little mini that I won, I was quiet. I was the polar opposite. I'd already played Sequester twice, and my little mouth started running, and it got me both times, And silly me, the first time I played 4 years ago, I didn't realize that people on Twitter and whatevers were going to tell my business and my game during the show and afterwards. And then the next night, why did you say this? And I'm sitting here going, where the fuck did you get that? Oh, the internet. I'm a dingy. Okay. But this is fun because it's not like Big Brother, and it's more along the lines of an indoor Survivor, because you don't have the interference of social media. You don't have people giving away your game moves, and you're really able to really play and get away with stuff that you normally wouldn't do if you were playing the online version.
No, for sure. It was definitely tough, having short amount of time, making quick decisions, and figuring out what you want to do right away. I thought something that was really funny actually is I am a very high energy person. I'm always jumping around. So to stay calm and not blurt stuff out and not talk as much and have these one-on-one conversations was out of my realm a little bit. So we'd get to the point where we'd be sequestered, and I was the person who couldn't sit still and would run around and jump, and they'd be they'd seclude me from even farther from everybody. They'd be stop talking, stop moving around, just sit still. And I'm I cannot. And like you said, it was hard to sleep. You had to wait for your turn to go in the confessionals, and then going in there, and then just you're right into it. Wow, listen, where did time go?
I can relate to being put in timeout. I know that's a shocker. My boyfriend and I are actually house shopping. We're going to get a house together, but we've been together for almost 20 years. So, let's just go ahead and just get a house. And we're actually planning on possibly buying a friend of ours' house. He just redecorated and everything. And this guy doesn't want you wearing shoes in your house. He doesn't want you doing anything. And so I'm wandering around in his house, looking in all the rooms, turning all the lights on and off, checking out everything. And they're trying to hang a ceiling fan. And Larry goes, Chris, where's Allison? He goes, I don't know. He goes, we need to find her and put her and contain her, because she's going to flip a switch and we're going to blow up. So I ended up having to sit in the kitchen with my little feet dangling, because I'm only 4'11", dangling from this chair like a little kid, sitting on my hands, and they're doing stuff. And then they start asking me questions, and I'm like, what? I'm in here. I'm not allowed to leave the kitchen. Y'all told me to be quiet, sit still, and stay in one spot. Stop touching shit. So I'm in here sitting on my damn hands. Don't act like you need me now. But my point is I know. And it's
such a troublemaker.
I know. When you go into these games, you're I'm going to be myself. I'm going to do this and I'm going to do that. And you're a good example. You went into the game and you didn't get to really be yourself. You weren't hyper. You weren't jumping around. You weren't you were, and it's funny how that kind of takes over, and it's just kind of gets you where you need to go. And people on social media, can be assholes. We all know that. And they say, no, Zak didn't do that. And I'm like, he's got something going on.
Favorite.
Well, it shows that he does have a game mode.
Yeah. And actually,
because he's outside of himself.
Yeah.
So definitely it went into game mode.
And I just love it, because I really wanted to interview you really bad, because I wanted people to hear you speak. And I wanted them to hear how you really thought and really had the game going in your head. And it's just another prime example of just because you don't know what someone's doing doesn't mean they're not doing anything. And people want to float around the floor. They want to float. They want to toss the word floater around. But they don't understand in the game of Sequester, that word does not apply. They stretched out 5 days into 11 weeks. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So you can't really float. You've got nowhere to go.
And the thing is with Sequester, there's a different theme each, round, and you may not necessarily be able to work with the people you're working with.
Mm-hmm.
So exactly. You're not really able to, you have to, adapt each round.
So I think I got really lucky with that, with people like wanting to come to me to work with me, and just kind of waiting for that moment. When the moment was right, they came to me, which was really nice. Like I said, Thomas came in to want to work with me, and Ty was working with him. So that was 2 votes on my side. Dustin was already with me. That's when Cam and Tori really pulled me aside to want to work with me. Like, it was nice, and we could kind of steer who I wanted at that point. It gave me options, which is very helpful.
Did anyone ever ask you to use the LOS on them?
Tori did.
Yes, Cam did in Kingdom Round. She came to me and wanted me to use the LOS on her, and like we talked about it even after the game about like why I didn't, and I tried to explain to her. So like we went after Kevin that round, and Kevin was throwing my name out there. He wanted me out. He thought it was a weak, easy out. And she comes to me and goes, "Hey, he wants to vote me, and will you use your LOS on me?" And I was like, "Well, if he pulls you, I'm going up for battle. So that does nothing for my game. Like, why would I put my cards out there so you can win? That's not what this is about. I didn't come here to, hand you money. Like, I came here to play a game for me." And show what I was capable of. And it was something I kind of used as a pitch afterwards, was like, "Hey, I do have an LOS. If we get in trouble, guess what? I can use that on you." It's something I did afterwards, but yeah, Cam did come to me for that. I did get a lot of heat too for not using it on Tori in, what was it, Final 6. And I just knew that votes were flipped around. I know that's when my name was getting thrown out there a little bit. But I remember pacing back and forth, wondering if it was the right or wrong decision after that. And I did it for the entire battle until they pulled me out of that room. And I sadly say, like, I think I made the right decision for it, but because she just wouldn't look me in the eyes. I knew there was votes being flipped, and it was just, again, like, you got to look out for your own game. And I think that's a mistake people make. And with not just this game, but a lot of like shows like Big Brother and Survivors, they get very emotionally attached to these people they're working with, and they forget that there can only be one winner, and whether you want it to be you or somebody else.
That's very true. And like Big Brother, it goes on for about 3 months. Survivor's 39 days, and Sequester is 5. So you don't really have the time to invest emotionally and really get attached to these people. So it is a little bit easier to go, I got to cut Dustin. I got to do it, not because I don't care or I got to flip, I got to do what I've got to do because it's so quick. But it's so funny because, like I said, we stretched it out 11 weeks and you're watching it. When you were watching this show for like 2.5 months, were you just kind of like, man, I could have done that or I could have done this, but I didn't have time to do it, and they kind of make it look like you did when you didn't. So it's like, I got to explain, it was 5 days.
Yeah, it was don't understand really that.
Tough. It was so tough. And like going back, like it's exciting to watch because you don't know what the edit's going to be for the episode. And like, you only see know your game at that point. So to see what other people are talking about in these private conversations or in these groups and who's working with who, it's a lot of fun to watch, but it's like, oh man, if I just went one room over, like what would have happened? And you can have so many what ifs at that point. But it is cool watching from a third party perspective afterwards and seeing how everything's formulating. And if you did the right thing, if you talked to the right person, and it just kind of, everything fell in line for you.
How tired were you at the
Oh my
end
God.
of the game?
Yeah. How freaking exhausted were you?
Oh my God, so tired. I actually I work night shift for my job. So like going in, I had meetings the night before, like the 2 days before, and didn't pack yet. So I spent the whole day packing, went into work, went to the airport the next day. So I didn't sleep for like a day and a half before going in, which is probably what didn't help me at any point.
No.
But
Don't
I
make
was
Deb pass
so
out. She's a
tired.
napper.
Yeah, I was so tired. It was unbelievable. Like coming out of some of those, like some of the rounds, and afterwards, and you're just like, oh my God, what happened the last 30 minutes? Like, who did I vote for? Like, who did I talk to? Like, did I set something up that I needed to? And I think that's what makes the end of the game really cool is you kind of, not that you're like delusional, but you got to remember and have all your cards in place, even though you've had very little sleep going forward.
Joseph says in the chat that you are somebody that he would like to see play Big Brother. Now, have you ever auditioned for Big Brother, Survivor, or anything like that?
Yeah, I tried out for Big Brother a couple times. Didn't really make it. I did one time. I think I made it to the second round. Other than that, it was the first round, and nothing past that. So I'd really love to get on one of those other shows. I think they'd be so much fun to watch. And going back to your question on what I would change, I'd so much better confessionals. I felt like such a doofus. I didn't know like how to approach it, and like watching so many reality shows, I was like, oh, like what am I thinking? I was just like explaining my game. Like I wish I would just show my true colors during those and like explain a little bit more of what I was doing and talking about people.
You were just being yourself. You were just talking about not everybody's got to go in there and be flashy. I mean,
yeah, but sometimes it's better to explain your game that people are not seeing.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's true. And it's tough too, like going back to it because you don't know, how the show is going to be played up, and like you said, other people that were big characters during those episodes or made bigger moves that had better conversations than you while everything's going on. So it's tough, and like I would definitely go explain my game a little bit more and who I talked to and why it was important, and kind of just explain what my thoughts about those people were at that point.
Well, but all of them big personalities went right out the door real quick.
Yep. Bye. See ya. Listen, let me ask you a question. How did you get involved in Sequester? Are you an online gamer? How did you hear about it? What's your story? How did you get cast on Sequester season 3?
Oh, so I actually I've made a video for Big Brother auditions and posted it out there. And from, like I said, trying out for a couple times, I got a good group of friends. My brother and sister, we all are Big Brother fans. So we all went and tried out, and they kind of told me about this show and kind of looked into a little bit. And my video's out there. I sent it in to Audrey, and then we kind of talked and started with interviews and went from there. But it was cool because it was so different. I didn't really know about it. I didn't even know there was an org community. So I'm really excited to kind of look into that and maybe be a part of it. I don't know. But
it's brutal. Yeah. Trust me.
Is it?
Oh, girl. Savages. The org community is saturated with total savages.
You thought they were bad on your, no, honey. The org world is a whole other planet. And I'm not knocking it at all, but these people get serious, have breakdowns. I mean, they are freaking hardcore. But yeah, I would love to see you on Survivor or Big Brother. So don't give up on doing that at all. I think so what's in the future for you now? Just working, hanging out? Who do you talk to the most from the cast? Are you close with anyone?
Yeah, definitely talk to I pretty much talk to everybody still through the cast, which is really awesome. It's unreal that 5 days brings such a can bring a group of people together like this and have such a connection and be able to just make such close friendships with all these people from living all over the country. And we've had a couple of meetups with everybody at this point, and so much fun and just so many different personalities, and be able to talk to these people. It just it's so great. It's, like you don't know what it's like until you're in there, and everybody comes from such a different background that to be able to just connect with just a wide variety of people is a lot of fun, and staying so close to them makes it really special.
It's funny how Sequester brings people together. Like Deb and I, this is a fun fact, but Deb and I have never met in person.
Never.
Really?
Yeah, we've been doing this show together for 2 years now, and we've never met in person. And we met through Sequester. She played Cycle 1, and my first time was Cycle 5. And what were you, one of the room monitors, Deb?
At 5, no, I think I just did 2, 3, and 4. I don't think I did 5.
Poor Hunter was a room monitor during my mini this past summer.
Oh,
and
really?
Yeah, and the funny thing about that, well, he wasn't monitoring the room this happened in. You're not allowed to leave. And this is like a 2 to 3 hour, like this is a whole game of 5 days in one night. And like, you have to show your phone. You have to show you're powering off your phone. You have to show them where you're putting it, because you can't have access to anything like that. You got to pee first and everything. If you have to get up, go to the bathroom, you have to take whatever you're using with you. Well, I had to stack a bunch of red Solo cups, and towards the middle of the game, I said to my room, poor Matt Henning, I said, I gotta pee. And this is a laptop on my computer, and Allison is not picking up this desk and taking it to the potty. And they're like, well, you got to figure something out. I had to pee in a Solo cup, like literally. And I had to.
Barbie did. She peed in the kitchen.
And I still had to be seen on camera. So I'm over here like this, peeing like. I'm peeing right now with one hand, okay? Like and you have to have a hand showing, like, and I'm like, this is good. I didn't spill anything, but it was just funny how that whole, like, it's how serious that was. But it's a lot of fun, and I'm glad. Like I said, Sequester brings a lot of people together.
Barbie peed on the floor a little bit.
Did she? She was in the kitchen. She was in the kitchen, peed in her cup, and then rinsed it out in the sink. I had to sit here with my urine in a cup sitting next to me on the far side of my desk. I was like, this is fun. Gee, I hope I don't accidentally have to do anything when I spin around subtly, because I'm going to
knock that shit. At least you didn't accidentally drink it.
No shit. No, that wouldn't happen. Oh my God. Yeah,
that would not be fun.
But I know some people in the chat are wondering why we haven't interviewed Jayla. Jayla has, we love her to death. She has retired from doing Sequester interviews, and she's just doing her thing, and that's totally fine. I understand. We interviewed everybody except Jayla, which is fine, and we couldn't get Dina, so we interviewed her shoe.
Oh no! Did we get Kim?
I forgot about that.
Yeah, we interviewed Dina's shoe.
Oh yeah, we interviewed the shoe. That was good. That was a good interview.
I didn't know what else to do, so I just took a screenshot of her shoe falling off competition, circled it, and said Dina's shoe.
That works. It's a part of her, right?
Yeah.
And that shoe was really forthcoming about its game.
It really was. Yeah, we interviewed the shoe. We did.
Had a lot of walk, not a lot of talk, huh?
That's right. I'm trying to see if I can find the shoe, but I don't see it anywhere. It's not still on here. I think we took it off. Damn it, because I was gonna ask it a question, but I can't.
So, so what show would you guys like to see me on next? I'm curious. You said Big Brother Survivor. What would you prefer? Like, is there something else out there?
I think that you would do good on Big Brother.
Yeah.
Because I think you would have the
personality-wise.
Yeah, the social game. I think he would do good on Survivor as well. Gosh, that would be probably both. It's like
your survival skills.
Yeah. Can you make fire?
Yeah, I'm not so good at the outdoors life, but
oh, me neither, honey.
I can learn, I guess.
Oh, you can learn. Yeah, there's people that can teach you. I know. If you want to learn, let me know.
Yeah, listen. Okay. Girl, you will be. Do you know what an aqua dump is?
No.
Okay, so do you want to explain the aqua dump, Deb?
Yes, an aqua dump is when you go out into the water and take a shit. Yeah, you go out and take a shit. So then that way, it's kind of self-cleaning. So, because you don't have no toilet paper. So you're out there in the water, but you don't go like in an area where like people catch their food or whatever. You kind of go off to the side.
Yeah, I don't care because with my luck, I would be having a conversation with someone in the water and a floater would go by me and I would
come right up to the top.
mind. Yeah, right. I'll be like, okay, who did it? But that's the case. We've always joked about, I could never, they would only cast me on Survivor just for, I don't know, comedic purposes because
shits and giggles.
I can't do anything like that. Like, I'm sure if I tried, I could. I'm more of a Big Brother kind of person. Now, a lot of people are talking about The Circle. Have you seen The Circle?
Oh, I just started watching it. It's very interesting. It's a pretty cool show.
I haven't seen it yet, so should I start it tonight? Because I don't have any more Dr. Phil's left.
Yeah, check it out for sure. Okay. I think it's a cool show. I think in my opinion, like I don't think I would do very well in there. But I think it's cool to watch. It's interesting to see people's perceptions on short, quick conversations that are, like a text message. Everybody perceives how something's written down a different way. So it's interesting and to see how people react to those conversations.
Oh yeah, I need to start watching it. I think I'm gonna do that tonight. It's cold. I thought I was gonna work out tonight. I have a gym membership, but obviously I'm not going to go because I'm at home and it's too cold. And I have a little bike that I do in my little bitty ways. But I've been sick and I feel like and it's cold and I need to be back in my cocoon.
Me too.
Yeah,
just judging more people.
The first time I told you, I stopped working out for a while before the show, and I just started getting back into. Got a couple of races coming up, so I'm excited for that. Mm-hmm. That was some heat I took too. People were like, "Why? You're in good shape. Why didn't you take your shirt off, show what you got?" And I was like, I thought that was such a threatening aspect. There were some meaty guys on the show. I knew where I stood. And there was a nice hot 20-person hot tub, whatever it was in the house. And it was very hard to sit in the other room and watch people get in there. Cause I was like, I just think if, said the physical people go out. So I tried to hide what I had and go forward.
And guess what?
I'm excited to get back into it.
All those people that took their shirts off in the hot tub and showed what they got went right out the front door.
That's right.
The jury.
Here's some advice. If you ever make it on Big Brother and you don't want your physique to get you in trouble, wear bigger clothes. That is a trick actors use. I don't know if anybody watches the show The Outsider on HBO. It's based on the Stephen King book. Obsessed. Go watch it. Obsessed. Anyway, the main actor, Ben Mendelsohn, he's an older guy, but he's really fit. But the character is not in the gym doing all this stuff. So to make him look less fit, they put baggy jeans on him and he didn't tuck in his shirts and he wears baggy shirts. So just a little advice. If you get cast on Big Brother or something like that, if you wear a medium, maybe get a large, extra large, just because it makes you look, smaller. That's just me. That's just me, though. So
I would definitely will. I'll have to keep that in my notes and for my next audition tape.
And when you win, you better remember what Allison said. It's them baggy clothes that got you there.
My number one shout out. That's for sure.
Thank you. And before we wrap this up, is there anything you want to add about your experience? Anything you want to say that you haven't been able to say?
I just want to thank everybody from Audrey to the production team for this opportunity. And I just want to say how grateful and thankful I am to have met this group of people and to now have them in my life and, to just have this new group of friends that I can relate to and always reach out and know that they have my back at any point. So thank you guys for being a new Sequester family to me. Other than that, I think what the big thing I wanted to talk about was, I didn't get a lot of screen time, but didn't get to see a lot of behind the scenes talks. I'm glad I got to explain that to you guys and know where I was at and be able to explain my game a little bit more and why I thought the social game was such a big aspect for this huge competition of Sequester. And that's really it. I think that's all I got.
Yeah.
Just grateful for this opportunity and hopefully get a chance on something else or Audrey, bring me back for another season.
Yeah.
Or maybe we'll see you in production.
Yeah, you could.
That'd be fun too. I would love to do that.
Well, when we cover Sequester season 4, we would love to have you on, give some commentary if you're free. Or
definitely, I would love that.
When we're covering Big Brother and Survivor, if you're free and can come on, we'd love to have you as a guest as well. I love you to death. I think you're great.
Thank you.
And let's see.
And this season of Survivor is so exciting.
Oh, listen,
everybody's going to want to talk about it.
Watching that best of last night when they were showing everything, I was like, Wednesday cannot get here fast enough.
Oh my God, I'm so excited.
And listen, I'm in hell because like nobody I work with watches reality shows.
Oh, I know your pain. I like my brother and sister, like I said, we're huge Big Brother fans, but a lot of my friends are not into it. So it's something it's hard not to talk about and find people. Now that I got people to talk about it with, I'm so excited. Let me know anytime. I'm happy to come on and talk about any show with you guys.
And the funny thing,
either one of you watching Australia Survivor?
Not yet, but I've got it saved. I've got those links saved.
Oh my God, you got to watch it, Zach.
All right.
Like if you
love I'm in.
Australian Survivor, we need to add him in that group.
Yeah.
Australian Survivor.
Yes, man.
Amazing.
I actually jumped on the Survivor train kind of late. I just started watching like a few seasons ago. But yeah, I'm a huge fan. Like I'm all in. I need something good to watch too. I'm out of shows.
The physical competitions in regular Survivor is nothing compared to Australia.
Really?
They go all out.
Oh my God, they're brutal.
Yeah, they don't take aqua dumps. They'll shit right there while having a conversation with you and keep on talking.
Just ruthless.
Like, that just happened. Oh. Well, I'm glad we were able to finally get you on. And like I said, I wanted to have you on because I really wanted people to hear what you had to say, because I knew there was something going on in there. Just so you know.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
If people want to follow you on social media, where can they find you?
Yeah, so Twitter, it's Zach with a K5. Instagram is Kupfer Z0409, sorry. And then also on Facebook with Zak Kupfer. Check me out, follow me. I'm not the most exciting, but I'm starting to get better at it. So yell at me, call me out for it. I'll post some more stuff. Like I said, I'm getting back into some of my outdoorsy things. I do a lot of like running stuff and things like that. So
and for all the ladies, are you single?
Ooh, maybe. Just kidding.
Is he pleading the fifth? He's like, it's none of your business.
Yeah.
Well, listen, some people are asking, Mama Schroeder wants to know, how can I watch Australian Survival? What is that? There is actually a link. It's, what's it called? I'm going to look up what it's called.
Just tell her to DM one of us and we can add her into the group. We're probably friends on Facebook. So just DM one of us and we'll add you in.
Yeah. Yeah, send me a friend request, or Deb, Mama Schroeder, and we can add you in the group, and then we can repost the links in there. But I'm going to warn y'all right now, Tyler, okay, is in charge.
There's no chatting in the chat.
He does not allow it. He's in charge. He's the one who posts the links, and he will have a fit if anyone starts having a conversation about it in the group. I've seen him. He can be nasty.
Yes. Just enjoy.
Like, he makes me cry. Allison, why don't you shut up? Okay, I'm sorry.
It's like, I need to talk to somebody about this. It is amazing, and I really need to speak to someone.
We're going to start a second group and leave him out of it just so we can talk about it.
I know, because I need to talk about it. Like, because it's that damn amazing. I need to talk about it.
My God. All right. Well, I think we're going to leave it there. If you want to find Deb, she's at My Next Life Debbie. You can find it down her window. I am on Twitter at Summers1977, and that's Summers with an O, SOMMERS 1977. Please follow us on Instagram, My Weekly Meltdown. I'm trying to get us a good little following on there, and I'll post screen caps from this interview here shortly. And subscribe to us on YouTube. You get notifications when we go live. Next week, we will be live for the Survivor 40 Winners at War premiere. Now, just a side note, we will not be live the premiere night of Wednesday. We will be live Thursday, just this once, because it's 2 hours, and Allison's a nana and has to get up 4:30 in the morning. I was so Angie, let's stay up that late. Okay. So, but the following weeks we'll be live immediately after the show. And we are on Apple iTunes now. Look up My Weekly Meltdown on iTunes. We're started. We don't have any Sequester on that yet, but we're going to start just with Survivor. So you can go on there and check out our precast analysis of the women and the men. There's 2 separate shows. So with that being said, again, Zak, thank you so much for joining us. We appreciate it. I knew you were smart. I knew there was something going on up there.
Just a little bit. No, I'm just kidding.
Not just the pretty things.
Listen, people underestimate me all the time. Oh, God, here we go. Hold on a second. Somebody's got to brag that he's in another country. Hold on.
Jesus, Mary and Joseph.
We can't get away. We can't get away from Tyler.
So
he's in. Don't you bring that I'm about to say something. Coronavirus back here, Tyler. I'm serious.
Yes, we're already dying.
We're dying. We're
Yes.
already just
And we
sick.
cannot eat any more cough drops that are sugar free.
Yeah, because
tell you
then
what that does to you.
turns your butthole into a salad shooter, and that's a whole other show. We miss you, Tyler. Okay. See, I couldn't have said that if he were here. But anyway. All right, guys, we're going to end it. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to us on YouTube, and we will see you guys next week.
Thank you so much for having me.